Now, traders at Axis Bank say the outcome of today's retail Dutch auction by the Central Bank of Nigeria will dictate market trends going forward. Meanwhile, Nigeria has introduced the Series 1 domestic US dollar-denominated bond as it hopes to raise at least $500 million from local and international investors. Ahmed Agboola, head of currency trading at Axis Bank, joins me now for more market movements. Ahmed, thanks a lot for joining us on the show today. Now, investors have a whole lot to digest. We are having today's CBN's retail Dutch auction. The expected outcomes here, your take on that. The DM also conducting the 216 T-bills auction, and then we definitely have this introduction of the Series 1 domestic US-denominated bond. Walk us through how investors are digesting, unpacking, and preempting their next moves. Likely outcomes we should expect.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you for having me. So today, a lot of activities are happening, especially with regards to the auction. Today we have the retail Dutch auction in the FX market space, while at the Treasury bills market we're also experiencing an auction of the total size of about 216 billion. So currently, in terms of market liquidity, I think we opened today with about 530 billion thereabouts. And that might significantly shift depending on what the outcome of today's auctions are going to be. So going by the last auction, NTB auction I mean now, a total of about 277 billion was offered and was sold. I mean, based on the level of liquidity in the system at that point. But seeing the level of market liquidity today, we expect that DMO might also sell or slightly oversell what is being offered today. So there are a lot of opportunities in the market.
Well, it's quite interesting as well now how we're having all of these auctions come through, especially at a point in time where we are seeing 5 of Nigeria Eurobonds ranked among one of the worst performers when we are looking at some indices of emerging and frontier sovereign debt. But now working through how this might likely also translate into what we'll see in currency movement within the FX space. Your take on how the Naira might trade against the greenback in the near term?
So, I mean, in the near, a whole lot is dependent on what's going to happen at the retail DAS today. So, since the announcement of the auction, we've actually seen the level of participation in markets decline slightly, even though we saw the Naira appreciate at the NAFEX by about 11 Naira 52 kobo yesterday to close at 16.01 Naira to the dollar. While at the NAFEX market, there was also a slight appreciation to close at 1600. I think the initial reaction from the auction will be that based on the volume of demand and the urgency in some quarters, we might see the initial reaction being that the Naira slightly depreciates because seeing the level at which customers are willing to go for this auction, we might see the Naira slightly depreciate, and that's in the short term. But as we go along, we'll see that the Naira will gradually find its level and gradually appreciate towards the 1,400–1,500 levels.
Well, Ahmed, we'll keep our fingers crossed to see how things pan out today. Thanks a lot for your time on the show today. That was Ahmed Agboola, head of currency trading at Axis Bank.